Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Alone in the Dark. So, we are actually two videos away from the end. This is video 10. I said when I started uh, the series, or rather, when I was playing as Emily, that there's only 12 videos for our Alone in the Dark playthrough because I mentioned before Edward's isn't very long, and then once you know what to do, Emily's isn't very long either. You can probably spend some time looking around for the collectibles for the sets and things like that. That way, you can try to get more information because the information is mostly relegated to like text and notes and all the stuff that you are finding. Like the sets have information with them as well that kind of keys you in or clues you in rather to the characters and the surroundings and backgrounds and all this other stuff. Which is a little bit unfortunate because it feels like the developers were kind of like, we want to show all of these beautiful vistas, and when you talk to people, they'll give you a little bit more information, but all of the lore and everything is relegated to these notes, to your journals, to the notes that you pick up in every single chapter. And it does feel like if you miss a note, if you don't collect the set, you're still not going to understand the story as a whole. It's like if you watch my playthrough of Edward in the first half of this series, it's kind of like why are they worshiping the black goat of the woods, the one with 1,000 young? Why are they worshiping her? What's the reason for worshiping her? What is she going to do? What does she promise them? You know? And then it's like, why did they want to sacrifice somebody to her? What was the point of sacrificing somebody to her? And that explanation can't be because Derceto has an effect on people who are mentally unstable. That can't just be the only reason as to why they're going through with this ritual. And a lot of that is kind of relegated to like the sets. And if you miss also notes, you're just kind of out of luck. That's how it feels.
It's the Dark Man. It was in the hot autumn that I went through the night with the restless crowds. He was a kind of itinerant showman who held forth in public halls and aroused widespread fear. The New Orleans address of the event is lost, but I remember distinctly the Prext shipping company pressing their contribution.
Emily!
Please, no.
I hope you found what you were looking for, Emily. I fear there is no going back.
He's in my head, Juan. His breath replacing mine.
You should not have come, Emily.
Well, if it isn't my new best friend. Come, join me for some giggle water.
Ruth?
Oh, Miss Hotwood, don't tell me you've been out swinging without me.
Ruth, what is this place? Where are we?
Have you never been to the Maccabean before? Goodness me. Tell me, Miss Hotwood, have you ever considered going out for an evening?
Are we in New Orleans?
Oh, who can tell anymore? I just went inside the grand parlor and suddenly here I am.
The Grand Parlor? Can I get back to Derceto from here?
Are you sure you want to? We could stay here and drink the night away. How about a gin fizz?
If this is New Orleans, maybe I should go further. Find that magic show the book was talking about. But there was no address, just Prigg's shipping company.
Oh, is this about where Jeremy met the Dark Man?
How do you know about that?
Jeremy talked a lot about the Dark Man. I always felt a bit envious.
How so?
If an all-powerful entity showed me any interest, I'd at least hear him out. I'm sure he has plenty to offer.
I don't think you'd want that, Ruth. We're too sweet for such darkness.
Oh, please. What kind of blue nose do you take me for? I relish the darkness. I think it suits me.
You don't happen to know how to find the Preg shipping company, do you?
Of course. Their office is just over there.
Whoa, what happened?
You just got lucky. A bientôt, Mademoiselle Emily.
Hey, do you know where my uncle is?
No, but I bet you're close.
It was in the hot autumn that I went through the night with the restless crowds to witness the enigmatic Black Pharaoh. He was a kind of itinerant showman who held forth in public halls and aroused widespread fear wherever he performed. It was the sort of thrills my father sought out, especially if there was a promise of electrical trickery. The Nolan's address of the event is lost, but I remember distinctly the Prext Shipping Company pressing their contribution in the morning papers. There were rumors of an Egyptian sarcophagus being a part of the act, something which kept me wondering how they had carried.
Preg's shipping company. According to the book in the Great Library, they assisted a showman performing somewhere in New Orleans. It's somehow connected to Jeremy's introduction to the Dark Man. I'm sure I can find the address inside. can't be another way inside. All done. All right. I made it inside the warehouse. Now let's find that address. This is getting ridiculous. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Gotta go manifesto.
This is it. The address to the theater where Jeremy first met the Dark Man. Looks like the fog cleared up.
You shouldn't have come.
Don't say that. You needed my help.
All I wanted was to keep people away from Desetto. Especially you, Emily. You're the only one in the family who forgave me for choosing old age over death.
Father still cares for you? He is paying for your treatment at Derceto.
To get rid of me! That's the only reason anyone's at Desetto. Someone in the family thought you were becoming an embarrassment.
Help me get you out of this mess, Jeremy. I want to take you away.
Your father would send me right back.
What if I take you up north, to Kingsport? I know Mother still has family up there. I've been thinking about going for a while now.
I haven't been to Massachusetts in years. I still paint from memory, you know? That old lighthouse makes for a great motif. Your father and I would go almost every summer. Then when our great-uncle died, we stopped going back.
What is there to be done about the Dark Man? He's the one holding you back, right? You feel like you can't leave without paying your debt to him.
The Dark Man has been with me since I was 12 years old. He was standing right on that stage right over there. For a brief moment, his gaze held mine. And that was it. I recognized him for what he was. The Heartwood curse embodied in flesh. I thought it was my turn. But I was only there to be mocked. Instead, his attention moved on to my father sitting next to me. I turned to him and saw his face. The whitest shade of pale I've ever seen. He bit off his tongue that night and suffocated.
What can be done, Jeremy? Please.
There's a way. 2 ways to be exact. One worse than the other. A written contract, now buried inside his sunken temple.
Don't you remember what it said?
Don't want to.
Try, Jeremy. What did the contract say?
No, we can't. We can't let New Orleans suffer that blight. I have to make this sacrifice.
What are you talking about? Is this the thing from the bayou? Juan said something.
Ah!
Okay, so there is a way to break the pact, at least. Hidden somewhere inside the Dark Man's temple. I just need to find it. Somehow.
The Temple of Nephron.
Okay, you can do this, Emily. It's the constellation Taurus. The big star is Aldabra. I've seen this in a dream, but as a shallow pit of darkness. This is definitely where the contract is hidden, but how do I get to it? this one moves. It worked. What's happening? Acknowledge psychological trauma. Break through the barriers of self-deceit, temper manic behavior. Is this it? Is this the contract? Huh? Oh, Jeremy. How much pain and suffering you could have prevented.
Emily? What are you doing?
Detective, how is your investigation going?
Well, I still have no clue where Jeremy is, but I think I know why he's hiding. This place is full of lunatics planning to perform some kind of ritual tonight.
Well, that sounds ridiculous. Or rather would have just a day ago.
It gets worse. I have reason to believe they killed anyone who didn't want to go along with the plan.
Detective, have you encountered any monsters tonight?
I just told you, I think they killed people. Beauregard, the author, Perosi, the singer, Mr. Waits, the clerk, Mr. Chance, the gardener, they're all missing.
No, I mean, have you fired your gun tonight?
Of course not. They wouldn't just kill outsiders like that. It would bring too much attention. But you should keep your eyes open.
So you haven't seen anything strange? Been anywhere else?
What are you trying to tell me, Emily? Are you in some kind of danger? Let me drive you back to New Orleans. I think I have enough. You know, at least get the police to take a look at this case.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Detective.
I'll find your uncle to start with. Just stay out of trouble.
Getting rough up there.
If we can just get rid of Jeremy, everything will go back to normal.
That reminds me. I saw Miss Emily earlier. You remember her? You know she's Jeremy's niece.
She's looking for him.
That's right. She's helping us. In her own way.
As long as she don't stand in the way of the mother of 1,000 young.
I don't think she knows or cares about that. She just here for Jeremy. I've been more worried about that Detective Carmen fella. He been snooping around asking all kinds of questions.
God, it hurts.
I wish you would stop doing that. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What is going on here? It's blocked. think Dr. Gray is in there. Maybe I can go snoop around his office then. It's blocked. It looks haunting in this light. Mr. Waits must have had a spare key to Dr. Gray's office, but where?
Hey, little lady, how's your evening been going?
Ups and downs, I suppose.
I hear that. We all live in the life of an elevator operator.
Are you alright, sweetie?
Do you want to see my mask, miss? I'm making it for St. John's.
How did you... Is that supposed to be my... Ow!
You should learn your place, little girl.
Why are you acting this way? What did I ever do to you? Grace! Grace! I'll just borrow these. At least he's breathing. I'll just let him sleep it off.
Jeremy knew that the only one who could help him now was the guest in room number 3.
It worked.
The last guest in the empty room suffered from severe maladaptation. I must write this down.
Here we are. Dr. Gray's office. Now let's see if we can find some answers.
I have finished tidying up Miss Beauregard's belongings. I will leave it to you to contact her agent and have them collect her things.
Dearest Dr. Manzetti, I find myself...
We're getting close to the end of the video, so I want to go ahead and say my goodbyes now. So thank you so much for joining us. We are 2 videos away from the end, so after this we only have 2 videos left, which is very exciting because then we can move on to the next game that I want to try to play through, which is Resident Evil 2. So I uploaded the first video of that series already, so go ahead and check it out. It's on our channel. And I'm going to try to record and get the other videos ready. So with that being said, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye.
You don't happen to know how to find the Prex shipping company, do you?
Of course. Their office is just over there.
Whoa, what happened?